You're on Flo's Sports Fix. Thank you for your company this evening. We've had the Flow Man. It's time for the Statman now, and he's having a look at local netball.
Thanks, Clayton. Yeah, let's have a look at what's been going on in netball competitions across our Flow network. And I'll tell you what, we had a bit of a look at the West Coast and York Peninsula yesterday in South Australia. Today, we're going to have a look at competitions and associations in the mid-north of South Australia, down to the southeast of SA. Then in Victoria, we're going to take a look at a couple there as well, including Sunraysia, Horsham Districts and Wimmera Netball. So let's start with Barossa Light and Gawler, the senior ones there. Barossa District Netball Club, they knocked off Nuri Utpar 51-32. Big win here for Gawler Central over Freeling, who looks like they're going to struggle this year, Freeling, unfortunately. They went down 64-8, so a defensive masterclass from Gawler Central. Kapunda, they had a good win over Williston, 49-40, and South Gawler had a big win over Tanunda, 74-30. Moving into Adelaide Plains, and the three A1 fixtures there saw Balaclava have a tight win over Mallee, 41-36. Big win for Hummocks over Two Wells. They beat them 52-24. But the closest match of the round saw two teams that couldn't be split. Long Plains took on Hamley Bridge, and they had a 33-all draw in round one action. So, interesting way to start the season for those guys. Moving into the southeast, well, first of all, the Mallee. Actually, we'll start there. And went down to Karoonda over the weekend and called the football between Karoonda and Pinaroo. The Super Roos, won the football A-grade clash, and they also won the netball clash as well. They beat Karoonda 43-28. In other A-grade matches, Lameroo 67. They defeated Murrayville 33. And BDT had a win as well against my Peak Girls. Unfortunately for the Peak Girls, they start the season with a loss. Never mind, BDT 47 to Peak Districts 38 in a pretty good clash there. Let's move down to KNT netball now. We're getting into the southeast. Keith had a thumping win over Kybe Bolite, 64-35. Lucendale likewise big winners over Padthaway, 59-17. Mundalla at home, they went down to Narracourt in an absolute nail biter. A lot of goals scored in this game too, 55-53. And speaking of lots of goals, Penola 70. Absolutely thrashed Bordertown 70-28. Moving down to mid-southeast netball next, and round two of matches were played over the weekend. And we'll start with our Robe crew, who took on Nangwarry and beat them 73-41. So Nangwarry scoring okay, but they couldn't stop Robe scoring. Lots of goals in that game, 73-41. Other matches there, Tantanoola 64 defeated Congerenong 28. Mount Burr had a good win over Glencoe, 51-38. And Port Mac took on Kalangadoo. It was Kalangadoo too good there, 55-32. Moving over the border now into Sunraysia Netball, and the reigning champions, the Oyen United Kangas, had the week off. They'll be back in action this week, and we'll have a look at the draws there for that in a moment. First of all, though, last week's matches, Irimple 50 defeated Imperials 44. Mildura had a tight win over Merbeen. We tipped this, that it would be very tight between these two, 45-39. South Mildura had a big win over Redcliffs as well. Well done to Redcliffs for bouncing back a bit here. They scored 40 themselves, but went down South Mildura 57. Robinvale 22. They were defeated by the all-conquering Wentworth 61. So Wentworth shoot to the top of the table there, along with Irimple. Oyen United Kangas have only played the one game, and they are in third spot. And if we have a look at the upcoming matches this week for the Oyen United Kangas, mouth-watering clash for those girls. They take on Merbeen up at Kenny Park there, and good luck to them. We'll talk to the crew there from Oyen United on the Friday night sports show to talk more about that. Horsham Districts Netball, let's have a look at the scores there. Round two of action on the weekend. Kalkee, they were beaten by the Japarut Rainbow Storm, well done to the Storm Girls, 46-42 in a tight one there. Laharam 53 defeated Narrajua Kwantong 42. Pimpanayo had a really close game against Edenhope Aspley, and it was Edenhope Aspley over the line in the end, 56-50. Harrow Balmoral 43 over Rapanyup 33. And the Swifts, They went down by 7 to Kaniva Leor. So the Kaniva Leor girls going well there. And I'm not sure about this scoreline. I don't know if this is a forfeit or what this is, but it says Naddymuck United 40 to Taylor's Lake 1. So the only thing I can assume there is that is a forfeit, because I can't imagine that an A-grade side's going to score 1 goal in an A-grade match. But someone might be able to fill me in. Send us a message to news@flowfm.com.au if you know what happened in that game. And if we look at Wimmera Netball, we go back to round 1 of matches, which started on Good Friday, by the way. Quick reminder of that score. It was Stawell 54 over Ararat 44 back on the 2nd of April. The remainder of the round 1 fixtures were finished on the weekend. And Horsham had a very big win over Nil, 70 to 21. The closest match of the round saw the Horsham Saints taking on Dimboola, and it was the Saints prevailing 55 to 44. The Warwick Eagles had an interesting win this one over Minyip Matoa. They've beaten them by 18 goals, and we didn't see this coming, although our correspondent May Weller from the Southern Mallee Giants, Mickey George, and she will be chomping at the bit to hit the court this week. The Southern Mallee Giants finally get to get on the court and throw the ball around. They will be hosting the Warwick Eagles at Hopeton this weekend in their first match of the season. And that's a full wrap from yesterday and today of netball scores from associations across our Flow listening network. As the season rolls out a bit longer, we'll work in the ladders to these. Obviously, we're only in round 1 or round 2, so not a lot of point of looking at ladders this early in the season. We will work that in later on. For now, though, that is it, Clayton, and we'll look forward to talking about more of this when it comes to netball across our Flow network on the Flow Friday Night Sports Show this week.